I want to sit here and come on here and say this real quick. This is the third video. Um, want to sit here and come on and say that I talked about how what CERN is doing, and it's getting to a point where a lot of stuff is going on with me. I can't really post visions and dreams anymore because I'm getting too much. I also wanted to post this. It's a shift change dream and something about me playing with God, a game with God, but and being blessed by the old saints. But basically, to sum this up, because it's going to be like 13 minutes. But basically, I had a shift change dream about 2 weeks ago. And I also wanted to talk about this too. That have you noticed that within the past 2, 3 weeks have just been flying by like it's nothing? I'm actually irritated about that. 3 weeks ago, it was, yeah, 2, 3 weeks ago, because I'm off 3 days in a row, Monday through Wednesday. All of a sudden, randomly, the weeks have been passing by quickly. So there you go. There's that. And I also wanted to sit here and say before the shift change dream that I had a dream recently, this week. This week that basically, after an individual sat there, abandoned their faith and whatnot, God gave me a dream of basically, it was sort of like a Noah's Ark dream, but not really. It involved a raft. It was me and a couple other people, and basically there was a cork on the ground. It was like an orange cork, but it was for like a raft. And God told me to put it in the raft, and so I'll be safe. And so I got in the raft with all these other people, and then a flood came. And then there are corks. There are children too. I don't know if children symbolize something or whatever the case it was, but God also put out a raft for other children, and they were by themselves. And so they knew what to do. And once we got in the raft, a flood came. And I'm not talking about a Noah's Ark flood, but it was literally like a flood of water. And then once the flood came, me and these other people and the children were safe. Want to say that I don't know if that's a representation of it. I don't know if it's like a literal thing of like floods, because I've been told, I talked to somebody how they said that how randomly there are a lot of floods coming on, and this guy I follow called Greasy Monkey Videos, he's been saying that a lot of floods around America are happening, and it's abnormal. But I also want to sit here and say that if that's not what that means, then it's probably a metaphor for basically a flood is coming, as in zombies are coming, and this is factual. Um, so because I've been getting them frequently more than ever now. And so I want to sit here and say that I want to talk about my shift change dream and meeting the old prophets. I had a shift change dream about 2 weeks ago, and I talk about how basically you'll go to sleep and then you'll be a new person, or the world around you will change. How you'll go to sleep and everything around you will change. Well, basically, I went to sleep 3 weeks ago, and basically all of a sudden, that randomly, I saw myself on stage and playing the guitar. And I talk about the guitar a lot, me playing instruments and all that other stuff. Um, and basically, it had happened. And I was conscious of the fact that it had happened, but this time it was different. I was actually on stage, and curtains were opened up. That's actually never happened before. Were opened up, and basically there was a crowd. And me and my band, I've talked about having a band. I was with this white guy, and this guy, this was a dude. This was no angel, no demon, none of this stuff. This was a random white guy that I have never met before. But it was delayed to me in my dream that this dude always knew me. And I'm standing next to this white guy, and basically I'm getting ready to play the guitar and everything, because the stage is set and the curtains are open, and I'm talking to the guy. I totally forgot, because I had noticed he was there, and then pretty much my dream ended. And so basically that's a sign that we're getting closer. So there's that. And then that means significance, as in God is ready to do this. And then the other part is that after the wrath dream, a flood, the flood dream, God, I went into heaven, and I was greeted by the 12 apostles, Judas not included. If you read the Bible, he actually got replaced eventually down the road, if I remember that correctly. Hope I'm not butchering that. But once again, um, it was like there was like a circle of them. I think like 12, 17 of them. And I had my arm out. I'm right-handed. And they were all blessing. They were all giving me their blessing. And they were saying that God is about to bless you. And that you're a very blessed person to have God in your life. All that good stuff. And one of the characters from the Bible that actually appeared, actually, this is actually a character that I like. His name was Job, and Job was talking to me and he was blessing me along with. That's how I knew it was the old prophets from the Old Testament. Well, not old prophets, but the ones in the Bible, because there are some from the Old Testament and there are some from the New Testament. And so I had my arm out and they were all blessing me, and they were saying how God's about to bless me, how God's looking after me, all this other stuff, and they were giving me their blessing. And that and I also want to sit here and say that happened. And between all that, basically, I was with God when I sentenced a demon to hell with God. There's that. And then also, I was playing chess with God. I was actually playing literal chess with God. And it was so weird how things were happening. But then I knew I was playing chess with God because I pulled out if you never played chess before, you wouldn't get it. But the way God plays chess is different. Um, and basically, I had a Samurai Jack. I talked about love cartoons, all this other stuff. And he was a chess piece, and I used it. And I was talking to God, and then I beat God in chess, and I won. And then he patted me on the back, and he smiled, and he was laughing because he actually wanted me to win. And so I beat God in chess. Not like everybody could sit there and say that. Beat God in chess. But it was a game we were playing. It was so heartfelt and kind and warming. And then pretty much my dream ended. So I want to sit here and say that I made a previous video about basically not abandoning your faith, and if this isn't it, or whatever the case it is, that basically this is why I'm not standing down for what I believe in, because anything that God has for me, seeing the prophets and all this other stuff. I've never seen Job before, but I was surrounded by 12 of them, 17, 20, whatever the case it is. But the name Job only stuck out to me. This is what it's worth for. And the fact that the prophets are looking down on me and saying that I'm blessed to be alive, that God's about to do something in my life, and God has put his seal on me and made me a general in his army. And I totally forgot to mention that. It is something to behold. So there's that. And this is the end of this video. I got to make another video. Yeah. And so I hope you got something out of this, and God bless you.